This is the article called Using Main Lesson Books, and it is from the Oakmeadow company online at www.oakmeadow.com. What is a main lesson book? Main lesson books are large format blank books that can be used for most of the students' lesson work in grades K through 4, and many students continue using smaller versions in grades 5 through 8. These books come out of the Waldorf schooling tradition and are designed to encourage active hands-on learning. We recommend one for language arts and social studies, one for science, and one for math. You will probably use 3 main lesson books in the first semester and 3 in the second semester. You may want to have a set of books for your child and another set of books for yourself in the early grades. This way you can work together side by side. In 4th grade, students begin to produce more work, so you may want 4, one for each subject. Just as an aside, this is a homeschooling Waldorf inspired website. It's created by Waldorf teachers, Waldorf trained teachers who are experienced in teaching classrooms in Waldorf education, but have gone to the homeschooling communities. The main lesson book serves as a way to collect all of your child's work in one place. In the main lesson book, your child will fill in the blank pages with beautiful drawings, colorful maps and diagrams, orderly numbers and equations, vibrant geometric drawings, and carefully formed writing. You can also glue into the main lesson book photos of larger projects, leaves and seeds collected for science studies, and anything else you would like to include in this special book. Another aside is that usually doesn't actually work out very well. Usually kind of makes a mess of the book, but some people do it. Why use unlined paper? Many parents wonder if it might be easier for children to do their writing on unlined paper instead of using an on lined paper instead of using an unlined Waldorf main lesson book. There are many ways that children benefit from using unlined paper instead of relying upon lines to keep letters straight. In the early stages of learning to write, using unlined paper allows children to focus on the form of the letters instead of worrying about trying to write in a straight line. However, as students gain experience, writing on unlined paper requires effort in order to produce straight lines. Students have to attend not only to their handwriting form, but also to the use of space and how the writing is oriented on the page. This takes planning ahead and a continual monitoring of their actions. If students are given lined paper to write on in the early years, they miss an excellent opportunity to develop these habits and master their inner sense of spatial awareness, which affects learning in so many areas. Although it is true that initial efforts at writing on unlined paper can be wobbly, this will gradually improve until the child is able to write beautifully with or without lines. As children develop greater inner awareness and poise, the outer form will reflect that inner growth. How is a main lesson book used? The main lesson book is used in different ways throughout the years, but in general, it is used for the final work rather than for practice pages. Your student can use scrap paper to practice forming letters and numbers, or to practice spelling words. Once they feel comfortable with this practice, a beautifully formed line of letters, a carefully crafted sentence, or a neat word list can be written in the book. Your child should be encouraged to put his or her best work in the main lesson book. Guide and instruct your student to take the time to decorate the borders of the pages, add detail to drawings, and use the whole page. Actually, as another aside, in Waldorf education, we would not generally have them just add details to drawings and decorate borders. That's probably more of a homeschooling thing. We give them a little more guidance and structure and support in exactly what we're looking for and how to do it so they can develop the skills we're looking for and not just be doing any old thing on the page. Okay. It is helpful if you can model this behavior in your own main lesson book. You don't have to be an artist in order to create a beautiful, thoughtful main lesson book. Attention to detail, intentional use of color and design elements, and putting time and care into each page will result in a work of art that displays knowledge in an aesthetic way. We encourage you to use block or stick crayons for both drawing and writing in kindergarten and first grade because they produce a thick line, glide easily across the page, and are easier for small hands to hold correctly without tension. Oakmeadow's main lesson books come with onion skin paper between the pages to keep the crayon drawings from rubbing off on other pages. The onion skin paper is thin and translucent. It is not meant to be written on, but to protect the drawings. Colored pencils also work well in the main lesson book. This would be used for children who are older, probably at least 3rd or 4th grade. Unlike markers or pens, crayons and colored pencils produce a softer and more changeable line that encourages students to trace over their work if they need to change the shape of a form, a letter, or number. As your child begins to write paragraphs, stories, essays, and reports, it is best to switch to graphite or colored pencils because they produce more refined lines and make it easier to write legibly in a smaller space. You can find many excellent examples of main lesson books online, and these books can be used right up through high school, as they are in Waldorf schools worldwide. A main lesson book takes on a unique personality during the course of the year and becomes an important and treasured record of your child's educational journey.